Return with more live coverage of the Valvoline Detroit Grand Prix after this message and a word from your local station. Trying to make it 6 here today.
Pace car pulls off. Starter trying to slow them down a bit, keep the field bunched together.
And on the break, here we come, pulling for turn number 1 directly here in front of us. Michael Andretti jumps out in front, pulls away by 2 car lengths. They call that second part of the horseshoe turn 2. Here we are diving down, ready to head on to St. Antoine Street, uphill here into third gear. Then they'll turn on to Woodbridge. Tight running there.
2 by 2 round those corners, and Arie Luyendyk in the bright red car there, the number 9 car, made a dynamite start. He's right with Michael as they go up through that very tricky turns 5, 6 and into 7. Very dodgy here, bumpy approach to that corner. Did about $1 million worth of damage to tents last night in the paddock, didn't it?
Most of the tents can be found somewhere in southern or northern Ontario today.
There you see more of that patching there. Actually, Chris had a point, you know, the suspension on these cars, it's so stiff. And of course, the reason for that is that these cars rely so much on the air going not only over the car, but under it to pull it down onto the road. So you need to keep the gap between the road and the car as even as possible all the time. And the only way to do that is to control the suspension movement. Tough on the driver, but it certainly makes the cars a lot quicker.
Area of the course where there used to be a chicane for Formula One. It's wide open here for the kart PPG cars. And you see Luyendyk in the number 9 staying right there, just 2-3 car lengths behind Michael Andretti. Luyendyk.
Current points leaders, Bobby Rahal has 2 more than Rick Mears, the man in front of him. As you said earlier, Bobby Rahal has yet to win a race this year, but is still leading the championship. But not necessarily. Oh, we got trouble. That's a True Sports car. That's Scott Pruett.
Scott Pruett around.
And I think he's taken that right. His right rear wheel looks a bit deranged, and there's another car there somewhere, I think.
5th and 6th place cars involved. Al Unser Jr. was in that.
I think Al was trying to get around him, wasn't he?
Al moves up to 5th. Scott Pruett was in 6th and now is falling back. The True Sports car, the only American chassis in the field. And he was really hoping for a good day after he had been 4th fastest on full tanks in the 30-minute practice training period this morning. Remember, he had a 6th place out there. From Al Unser's car, let's see what happened here with Scott Pruett.
Al trying to go down the inside. Now, this is that very bumpy bit of track. Scott takes his line. It's really his corner. I mean, he is in front. Wheels touch. Doesn't seem to have deranged that right front wheel, which gave the True Sports car quite a belt, and the True Sports car looks okay too. So both pretty lucky there. Scott against the fence. Now then, this is where it's really bumpy down the inside. Rahal has a go down the inside of Rick Mears, thinks twice about it. Meanwhile, that has allowed John Andretti in the second in that very, and that is the Pig Enterprises car, Ted Prappas, I believe.
From Los Angeles.
Looks like a fire could be starting.
Is indeed.
He was, in fact, running dead last. Something may have gone wrong. Yep, flames are coming out of it.
And that's at a spot on the racetrack where it's going to take a moment or two to get someone to it.
That's right, I believe at the beginning of the pit straight here, because that's the river just behind it.
I don't believe he realizes that he's, and there is a full course caution coming out. Paul Newman, whose car runs up in front looking on here today, as the Michael and Mario team for Newman Haas, a 1st and 4th full course caution is being put out for the first time today. It comes at lap number 9. With 10 laps complete, 52 remaining. Michael Andretti has the lead. He did not pit. Arie Luyendyk is staying second. He too did not elect to come in for fuel. Maintaining 3rd spot, Mario Andretti, who did. Eddie Cheever, Rick Mears fronting in the 5th position. Those are the top 5 out here at the present time in the Detroit Grand Prix 10th annual get-together on the banks of the Detroit River. Let's go.
No apparent problem on the Scott Pruett car. Team manager Steve Horn said they got into a punch-up. Al Unser Jr. got into him and damaged one of those $2,400 magnesium wheels, but Scott is okay.
Luyendyk diving to the inside at turn 1. We have a new leader. Luyendyk, the Dutchman, goes in first. Andretti drops to second.
A great pass there, and Michael trying it down the outside, inside. Luyendyk did a great job there. Michael thought about cutting him off, but decided not to.
Up St. Antoine, headed on to Woodbridge. New leader, Luyendyk. Luyendyk in first place. Mario Andretti line third on the restart. Eddie Cheever is in fourth. Rick Mears in fifth. Here comes Michael thrashing that car as he tries to collect Arie Luyendyk back on Congress Street.
Luyendyk seems to be pulling away. Michael went very wide as they came out onto Congress there. Yes, Michael's car definitely hasn't seemed to got the grip that Luyendyk's car's got at the moment.
Remember that Luyendyk qualified fourth in this race, and that Michael Andretti was a second quicker than anyone, a second faster than even Emerson Fittipaldi, who sat alongside him in the front row.
Now we got the Andretti clan. Michael second, Dad third, holding up the rest of the field.
Mario's under serious challenge. Jeff Woods, number 12, has found the concrete.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Mario sliding down into turn one there. Everything locked up.
Mario going way wide, and you see everybody back to Guerrero diving beneath him there. Guerrero up to from 7th up into 6th. Mears collecting, and Mario Andretti falling back dramatically.
Mario's brakes, I'm sorry about that, folks, but Mario was within about 6 inches of our nose here on the racetrack, slid past, smoke pouring off all 4 tires, which allowed all these people to go by on the inside of turn 1. This little group here being led by Eddie Cheever.
Cheever now 3rd, Rick Mears 4th, Rahal 5th, Guerrero 6th.
Eddie Cheever, and there's Mario. Oh, the tires had it, that's why he locked up. His tire was obviously flat, which dropped down the left rear corner, lifted up the right front, and the right front's the one that was right under our window here, which is probably actually only that one that was really smoking so badly. And that's a tough break, because it happened right in front of the pits, of course, which means you've got to do a full lap like that before you can get it fixed. A, it takes a long time, and B, it's not very good for the car.
Let's take a look a moment ago. Just coming out of the tunnel down by the pump house turn. Here's Luyendyk, and here's Andretti challenging.
Oh, that's what happened to that wing. Again, Michael did what Al Jr. did. It clearly was Arie's corner. He was there first, but of course it's easy to say that sitting in here, isn't it? But that will have really spoilt Michael Andretti's afternoon. Expect him now to drop back into the clutches of the pursuing group.
Anything around here, and the work you do with the gear shift and the steering wheel has to have him in a great deal of discomfort at this stage of the race, if not some outright pain. So I think it's a marvel that he's able to hold that position and run as well as he is, given that injury to his hand, and it can only get worse.
Up, Roberto Guerrero's car in trouble. The second Buick that had been running in 10th position finds itself in difficulty.
Now where's that? That must be at Cobo Hall, I guess, the slowest corner on the track here. Appears to be stuck. The crew. It's a good race, yeah. Juster, whatever we're supposed to call him.
Here you see Eddie Cheever in, and we've got a spinner. That looks like Danny Sullivan in trouble.
Our course. Oh, going the wrong way, Dan.
Gets it out of the way.
Put it in reverse.
Sullivan had a chance of winning this race a couple of years back. Trying to get back in it now, driving the Alfa Romeo car. Patrick Racing. Danny Sullivan, who was running in 10th. AJ is back in another time.
I think he's probably had about enough.
Worked his way to 13th position at one time in the event with car number 14. Wants him to crank it back up. Get back out here. Meanwhile, take a look at this. Here's Rick Mears and Emerson Fittipaldi mixing it up. Penske team. Right behind them, Al Unser.
Yeah, right behind him. Mears giving his teammate room there, Emerson, but I guess Emerson didn't feel that that was quite the place to try and make the pass. Al getting down the inside. He's had one unfortunate incident this afternoon, but he is all over Emo like a cheap suit at the moment.
Rick Mears, 5th. Fittipaldi in the red and white number 5, 6. Unser 7th, and John Andretti right there 8th.
Arie large lead. There we see Mike Groff's car. That's the number 50 car. Regard him as being somewhat fortunate to be able to get hold of the Chevrolet. But, and that looks like our leader coming to the pit.
Luyendyk pitting. This will give Michael Andretti a chance to go back into the lead. Luyendyk in. 4 tires off, 4 tires on, fuel. And in 12 and 6/10 seconds.
Good stop for a full stop. Because at that stage you'd have had to take on pretty much a full load of gas, methanol, into turn 1.
Joy.
Michael Andretti is in for his stop at the front of the car. Kart steward Bill Camphausen having a look at that wing. He says it's okay, it's on there, secure. They are going to change the angle of the right front wing. Have a look here at the left front. Got an air hose they've got to pull out of the way, and away goes Michael. A little longer stop than he'd like, but he's back out without having to replace that nose piece.
And that will put number 18 Rahal in the lead, Fittipaldi in second, Mears in third. And that's only the second lap that Rahal has led all year. Mears falling back, and John Andretti is in fifth. And here's Jeff Andretti's car number 86 having some problems. The car out of the Northwest trying to get that fired and not having much luck.
That car owned by Bruce Levin, who I drove for and with on a few occasions. He and I came second at Elkhart Lake a few years back in a Porsche, but he decided to go the IndyCar route and, of course, got himself some good sponsorship when he took on Jeff Andretti.
Here's Chris the Meadowlands. That was in 1989 as Guido Dacco pulls off the course, slowing down in car number 33, the Italian driver. Rahal staying up in front. Emerson Fittipaldi, the 89 winner of this race. He has been up to 12th position, so he's really cut some time through the field, and he just hasn't had much time in the cockpit of that machine. Here's the battle for the lead, and here comes Emerson, looking inside and looking out as they're about to move on to St. Antoine. Not a good place to pass here. How would you like to try a dice on Woodbridge, David?
Not much. There you see the view out of Rahal's car as Emerson Fittipaldi comes up through those 2 fast left-hand sweeps into, there you see Mike Joy's clutch of manhole covers. Seems to be growing as this race is progressing. Into the Congress area now. Very fast sweeps here. A lot of downforce exerted by these cars. Into 8 and 9, Fittipaldi thinks about it. But you see, he can take a much tighter line. I think he's got more grip. His chassis, as the race is progressing, he seems to have got more grip.
Has a good line off Beaubien as they come on to Larnard, and he hits that bump and gets it loose, but he finds the hole. He took 2 of those manhole covers and had all 4 wheels off the ground. But now we have a change-up in front with Emerson Fittipaldi, the 89 winner at Detroit, leaping into the lead.
Absolutely leaping into the lead, and Rahal, again, some class driving there. One thing about overtaking, as I said, a couple of little instances we've seen this afternoon where people clearly were in the lead, but you also have to know when to give up. It's no good keeping that door closed forever until you put yourself and the other guy out. A bit of good driving there from Bobby Rahal.
Emerson's going by. John Andretti in second. Luyendyk back up to third. He led earlier. Bobby Rahal comes out in fourth. Unser fifth. Michael Andretti in sixth. Rick Mears in seventh. Eddie Cheever is shown eighth. Scott Brayton is ninth. Mario Andretti is 10th.
And there you see Michael Andretti just going past Rick Mears in the number 3 car and closing on Little Al in the number 1 car.
Down by Cobo Hall. Woo. Number 5 of Emerson Fittipaldi making his pit stop. Let's go to Mike.
Scheduled stop for Fittipaldi here. Rick Ritterman and Todd Hankinson, the right side tires. Kevin Chambers, John Wuslog, the left sides. Fueling almost completed. Tire change is done. A little on with the fueling because they wanted to get every drop in, and Fittipaldi scoots away.
As we swap some positions. Now here's the 9 car. That's Ari Luyendyk, who led earlier, back in front another time. Luyendyk into the lead. Should be Emerson for second right there. And Bobby Rahal for third with Al Unser in fourth.
cash in for some fuel. We think that Emerson Fittipaldi does not have to stop again.
Lapping 12th place Scott Pruett here, or attempting to do so.
There we see Eddie Cheever in the 8 car coming down the inside of Rick Mears into turn 3. There's that concrete slippery close together there as they go under the old Molson's Bridge. And Eddie Cheever picks up another place, putting himself up to 5th.
Wire top side, Mike Joy, and
here's the leader.
Let's go to Mike Joy.
Arie Luyendyk rolls that car to a halt right on the markers, and quickly Jim Wilson has the car in the air. Bruce Anderson trying to get every drop of fuel in there as Davis Cameron stands in 11. Change the tires. Tires are done. Watching those last drops come down through that clear hose, and away he goes. 13.7 seconds. Great stop.
Tremendous stop. The others have been in around 15 to 17 seconds. And with the second go around, Luyendyk having a great run here today. 5 lead changes, incidentally, is a record for Indy cars here at Detroit, and that's what we've seen thus far. Race wearing on at 47 of 62 laps complete, and there you see the Dennis Vitolo car in trouble. That's that car out of Warren, Michigan, car number 39, trying to get it cranked once again, hoping to have a good day here. Those are all local sponsorships. There's a dentistry on the back of it. Looks like a stock car for Saturday night kind of sponsor, David.
Yeah, get your teeth knocked out here pretty quick, and that's one of the corners that's supposed to be breaking up. The corner workers trying to get him out of the way. Put some lock on it, Dennis. That's it. Turn the wheel. That's what it's for, lad.
You're terrible. You're just terrible. Dennis is out
now
there.
Turn it the other way while they push you backwards. Other way.
We'll return with more live coverage of the Valvoline Detroit Grand Prix after this message and a word from your local station. This moment, here's John Andretti in 7th, Al Unser Jr. 8th, and Mario Andretti's car in trouble, and Michael's car has come to a stop, and the whole track is blocked. We're under a full course caution. And what has happened is the Dennis Vitolo car that we were talking about as we went to commercial, they brought out that safety vehicle to move that car, and I believe that Mario has run into the safety vehicle.
Mario ran into it, and it looks like Michael ran into Mario. And now Bobby Rahal's stuck there as well. Red flag's out. The whole thing's going to come to a halt.
Red flag is halted as this safety vehicle, which is something that you have questioned several times about having these things darting and dodging around the track, has put us in a situation we are going to a red flag condition.
Michael getting out of the car there, going to go and have words with his dad, gesticulating. You look at him. A lot of Italian being spoken in that corner right now. We don't know what happened because Vitolo had trouble getting away from that position, and we don't know whether the safety vehicle had arrived there or not. But obviously,
let's take a look. Maybe we can find out.
This is one
right
of the
here.
corners that's breaking up, by the way. So these drivers may have found it difficult to stop. Here we see a replay. Everybody gets through safely. And here comes the safety vehicle.
And pretty much in the line. Guerrero getting through. This was taped moments ago.
Mario.
Now you know that the flagmen were working on the other side to alert him there was a condition on the other side of the corner, but right in the line was that safety vehicle, and there's Michael getting into it.
Well, now Michael and Mario, to be really, I mean, everybody else got through.
Dennis Vitolo back signaling the cars behind, and Rahal has to come to a complete halt. Now this is a live picture just in back of that corner where this incident happened, and we'll show you exactly where it happened. It was in the turn 4 area, which is where you drive up St. Antoine and make a hard right hand on a Woodbridge. That's where the incident took place, at turn 4 here of the Detroit Grand Prix 2.5-mile course. When the race resumes, they had shown 50 laps complete. It will go back 1 to 49. 62, the distance for the race. There you see the Bettenhausen car, John Andretti, Al Unser Jr., Cheever all lined up down there. And there was absolutely no place to go. It was impassable.
Now, unlike racing in Europe, I see everybody in the pits is working on their cars. Of course, normally under a red flag situation, you can't work on the car, which of course is pretty fair, because it means it's very unfair on these people who are stuck out on the track and can't work on their cars, while the people in the pits can.
Willie look like this: Fittipaldi, Rahal, Luyendyk, Cheever, Mears. After 49, we'll get a green on 48. And looking further back, John Andretti, Unser Jr., Mario, Scott Goodyear, Scott Braden rounding out the top 10.
Last two corners, Fittipaldi now starting to nail it. He's going to want to get away here. He's going to want Scott Goodyear to act as a bit of a block on Rahal and Luyendyk for him. All being just a bit careful into turn one for the first time on their second start of the day.
Fittipaldi getting a great start. Luyendyk scooting down to the inside on Scott Goodyear.
Did they clip there?
No, I don't believe so.
Up in the air, I thought. Maybe not. Now then, Rahal under pressure from Harry Luyendyk.
Then the lap car. Goodyear, fourth overall on the field, but running a lap down.
Eddie Cheever. Mears in the Penske, of course, in fifth spot. Ooh, a good race there for Fit. That must be Al Unser going down the inside of Rick Mears. They come into turn one, side by side, down the long straight. And Unser's got the corner, but Rick Mears is not giving up.
Rick Mears likes the outside, as he proved in Indianapolis this year with that amazing move on Michael Andretti.
Drivers.
This is live, the Detroit Grand Prix in its final moments, delayed almost an hour after one of the most bizarre situations we've ever seen, when the entire Paul Newman, Carl Haas team was in collision at turn 3 of the course. Dennis Vitolo's car.
Rahal locks up the right front there, going. He was thinking about trying what Emerson Fittipaldi did to him just a few laps back. Well, an hour and a bit back now, but decided against it, pulled back and lost a bit of weight on the inside wheel and locked her up.
Closes here at that first gear turn. There's one other turn which you could run at first gear, right down at the bottom of the hill as you enter the tunnel. That one's really tricky there.
This one could be used. They could sometimes use first here. Well, I think the Chevrolet engine cars are using second there as an emergency gear, and third normally, which they've got a tremendously wide rev band.
Watching Fittipaldi, that turn just before you come to the tunnel is a first gear turn. You want to run it that way. Some take it in second. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. If Bobby Rahal has anything else to deliver, now is the time to send it special delivery. Here he is in turns 1 and 2, and he's closer this time. He's moved in just that much more, but on this straightaway, look at Fittipaldi leap away.
Up to turn 3.
And now to the turn where they've had trouble before. Had that big hesitation in the race. St. Antoine and Woodbridge. Now up onto the Chrysler Freeway, down to Congress for the final time. Emerson Fittipaldi still in front and draws away. Coming up to that hard 90-degree left-hand turn. Onto Beaubien. Headed for Larned. Fittipaldi trying to win it again. This track sure likes Brazilian drivers.
Well, it would seem.
But remember, he's had trouble just at that tunnel entrance twice, David. Rahal.
He's only going to do it one more time. Down to Cobo Hall. This is the slowest corner here. If he's going to have a braking problem, it could occur there, but he seems to traverse that. Oh, Jeff Andretti in front in the 86 car. Yellow flag is out.
Final time through.
Ooh, he's going to have to pass Andretti in the tunnel.
Or maybe just on the other side by the pump house. Here they come out. It's clear. It's a run to the finish now. Closing in. Rahal, look how he cuts it down into that final straightaway now. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Miami, Florida. Fighting to the finish. Checkered flag about to be unfurled. And at the line, 44-year-old Emerson Fittipaldi has just won his 13th kart PPG race. One more, and that would tie his mark with his Formula One victories. A great victory for Emerson Fittipaldi here today in the Detroit Grand Prix. The Penske Chevy has done it. and Emerson Fittipaldi the man of the hour. And we have another winner this year. That's the 6th different winner on the kart PPG circuit for 1991. Fittipaldi, for the 2nd time in his career, wins at Detroit. Bobby Rahal.